Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, and today is my birthday. And I'm getting ready to do a show today at 1 o'clock Central Time, which is 2 o'clock Eastern Time. The show is going to be called The Art of Responsibility, The Art of Respect and Responsibility. It's going to be a very powerful show. I'm going to be channeling Ma'at. I'm going to be sharing great wisdom, some of which I have never shared before. So this is my birthday present to you. And I'm going to do a brief reading. This is very quick. And I've been calling myself getting ready to prepare for this show and being kind of frustrated with things the way they've been coming forward for this particular show. And, you know, I spoke with grandfather, Elder Kwame Sunhorse, for those who do not know, who is my spiritual grandfather and who is my spiritual mentor. I go to him when I have dreams or when I have concerns, and there's nothing that I can't talk about with him. So what he told me was to stop worrying about it and just know that it's going to come, and I already know what I'm going to say, so I'm just beating myself up trying to make something come, which I'm not supposed to do. So I'm just letting it flow, and that's what this is. Okay. Beloveds, this is the Power Over 7 Scorpions card. Once again, this is a very powerful card, and I've pulled it many times before, and today it has a very powerful message, more so than ever before, in that Isis and Ma'at and the ancestors and those who have walked before us want us to know that we have the power, we have the ability to name whatever is attacking us, whatever is manifesting, whatever is trying to dominate our thoughts and control our feelings. And we have the ability to not only name that as guilt, shame, remorse, anger, and in doing that, we take the power over it. It is no longer this big thing that is controlling us, that is consuming us. We now have the power to transmute the energy of it by thinking about it in a different way, by approaching it in a different way, by flipping it, by taking a mirror and shining that mirror at it and say, look at yourself. You know, why, where is this coming from inside of me? And why is it attacking me this way? What do I need to do to conquer it? And that is the message that is being given today with the pulling of this card. And I'm going to read what I'm going to show you again, just so you can see. Okay. And remember, today's show will be about the art of respect and responsibility and what that has to do with family. So, beloveds, this is a very powerful card, and I really want you to take note. First, take note of the horns that she's wearing, and then take note of her wings being outspread over this child who is standing below her. And I want you to look at that child's face. I want you to really get a good look at that child's face. And I want you to know that that child is being plagued. That child is being bullied by spirits, by its own thoughts. Its own thoughts is whooping its ass. Okay? And Isis is standing there saying, I got you. I got you. And what you need to do, let me show you, let me teach you, let me protect you while I'm doing it. I'm going to spread my wings over you. I'm going to show you how to protect yourself by naming what is harming you, by looking at it, observing it, and not becoming attached to it, but observing it in a way that it does not affect you, it does not cling to you, it does not become your focus. Okay? It's just something you see in the peripheral. Okay? And what you address is your ability to dominate it, to transform it, to rebuke it, your authority over this poison. Okay? Okay, let me get to what she's saying in this book. About this. And beloveds, just give me a minute because, okay, power. That's the word, power, power. 125 is the page. And that's 8, beloved. And 8 is the goddess number. Okay. 8 is also the number of infinity. Okay, here we go. Power to conjure lower vibrational forces. You are being initiated into the magic of conjuring to have power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. You are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non-judgment. You can then manage any toxicity in your life swiftly and with great effect. So, beloveds, I want you to understand that you are being gifted the power over your lives. You've always had it, but now I want to bring it into your awareness, and I want you to focus your will on your power, on accessing your power, on using your power, on becoming empowered by your power, by knowing who you are because of your design and your ability to be wise enough to connect and to use it. Okay. The Lady Isis teaches the art of conjuring, of being able to use will and word to gain dominion over lower vibrational energies. We must be careful to use this gift with compassion, respect, and love. And beloveds, let me say this. Never use this out of anger, okay? Because when you do that, you turn it back on yourself, okay? Because you're not coming from a pure place in your authority, okay? Your authority is tainted with these human emotions instead of being, stepping back from that and using your gift with compassion, speaking with compassion, with that I see you, that I see the pain that you're in, that I see the fear that has you in its grip, and with this, I rebuke your lower vibrational energy, I rebuke it from affecting me, and I rebuke it from affecting you. That's the authority I have, and that's the way that I'm going to use this. I'm not going to judge you by your actions because you are an infant. You are learning. You are in a state of evolving, of becoming. You don't get angry at a baby who's trying to learn how to walk, who falls down, because it doesn't know how to use the muscles. It has not built those muscles up yet. So it cannot stand and it cannot gain its own balance because it doesn't have the tools necessary just yet to do so. No matter how strong of will it has, that will force that spine up and will cause that mind to shift into the energy that it needs to be into, to access that energy, to stand and to align and to stand and to walk and to run. It comes. There's no judgment. You cannot judge. And if there is someone who is judging you, you need to rebuke them. No matter what authority they say they are coming at you in, be it from a spiritual place of religion or from a parental place or whatever, understand that you are made in the image of God, that you are a child of God. You are a divine being becoming divine, okay? Learning, becoming aware that you are divine from a human, very human place, okay? And now it's time to ascend to that spiritual place. Okay, I don't want this to be too long, so let me get started. Using words with care and firmness will bring great healing into your life. You are guided to become aware of the power of your words and to realize that they are becoming very effective as a healing instrument. The lady was able to cause the poison of 7 scorpions to yield to her healing intent by naming them and dominating their poison. She did so out of compassion to save the life of a young boy. Beloveds, I want you to understand, just as Isis did this, just as Jesus did this, just as any healer who, when you do Reiki, you're using that energy, you're sending spiritual energy, healing energy, will and intent into a vibrational frequency. And what you're doing is you're causing a disruption in that. And that disruption will be a healing disruption. That it won't be enforcing the negative that's what's already there. It won't be condemning, what's already there, whether it's shame, fear, guilt, remorse, whatever. What you're doing is you're taking that away. You're dominating it. You're calling it what it is. If it's depression, call it what it is and take it away. Understand what that depression is laid on top, because there's a foundation under that depression that's holding it up, okay? And that's inside of you. That's inside of your awareness and your mind. And in order to not be depressed, you've got to fight for yourself. You've got to get into your head and your heart. You've got to allow your soul to breathe, to become who you are designed to be. And we are unique expressions. So we are not like someone else, okay? We are unique expressions of the divine, okay? And you know how immense the divine is, right? It can't be measured, can't be limited. It has no beginning or no end. So do you see the array of expressions that are able to come from that are born from that grow from that evolve from that? And when you understand that, when you've processed that knowledge, that wisdom, There's no judgment. You cannot judge your brother or sister because you know that they are becoming. You know, when you're born, you're being. You're being. You're a human being. Okay, you're a human being. But what are you becoming? I'm becoming a spiritual being. Okay? I'm accessing that part of me. And those parts that do not no longer fit, I'm letting those parts go. But I'm also putting them in a place where if I need to remind myself of that lesson, it's there for me to draw from. Just as the lessons of my ancestors are stored in the memories for me to, you know, I'm going to let that just ring. Excuse me. There we go. Hold on just a second. Hey, grandfather, I'm doing a video. I've just mentioned you in it. Let me get back to you. Are you okay? Okay. You want to say hi on the video? Say hi.
Hi, video. Happy Earth Day, Mother Wit.
Thank you. Thank you, beloved. I love you. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that was grandfather. Wishing me a happy birthday. And he's on the highway, so okay, that is what that is. Let's get back to it, beloveds. I kind of lost my train of thought, but you know where I am and you know where I'm coming from. So let's just move forward. In this story lies the mystery of her conjuring art that is awakening to you. To name the poison requires careful and clear assessment. Did you hear that? Clear assessment. That means no judgment on your part, only observation, only what you see, what you feel, what you hear inside of yourself, the thoughts from the experiences that you know, from everything you draw from this, you draw from it, and you come up with your assessment. And before you make that assessment, ask for clarity, ask for discernment. Okay. If you judge or resist really knowing it, you are unlikely to be able to accurately name and therefore gain power over the poison. If you stay curious, detached, and compassionate, your perception and ability to wield the power that comes with the ability to accurately name something will increase. And beloveds, I can tell you from personal experience that when you put yourself in a place where you're going to think about something, you want to see it, you hold it, or you put it in a place, you know, just like when a scientist is going to look at something microscopically, they are observing. They put themselves in an observing state of mind, state of being. Their will is to observe. It's not to judge. It's not to interact. It's not to gain a feeling about it. It is only to observe what you see and to describe what you see and to know what you see and what you feel regarding what you have observed. Not you take a personal connection or attachment to it, but just that you observe it, beloveds. Okay, here we go. The poison may be jealousy. Listen to what these poisons are, okay? These poisons are the opposite of the fruitage of the spirit. These are the poisons of the spirit, okay? This is the rot from the fruit that was not able to grow, was not able to ripen, was not able to be used or eaten. This is rotten. This is jealousy. This is resentment, fear, or guilt. And it may be blame or shame, anger or possessiveness born of abandonment or rejection in the past. And so, beloveds, I really want you to get that you may think you have dealt with a situation. Your subconscious carries those feelings around still until they are resolved, until they no longer affect you, until you are just observing. You're just observing it. It's no longer bleeding you. It no longer makes you cry. It no longer stabs and wounds you. Okay, let me move on. It may be a poison that is sourced from within your own self or injected into your system from another. And beloveds, that is so powerful. I want you to understand that sometimes those that we love the most, those that we are most open to, we've opened our hearts and soul to, those are the ones that poison us, that wound us the most. And they do so from their own woundedness. And so that requires a compassionate, not that you be somebody's fool, but that you know what you're seeing, that you're able to observe it. And you know it because at one point, that was you. That was you. Those were your feelings. Those were your thoughts. That's how you acted and reacted. And, you have to, by looking at this and by knowing this, you've grown. So keep growing. Keep doing what you need to do, and get to the point where you own your own system. You own your own process of thoughts. And you do that by knowing yourself. And when you know yourself, beloveds, when you truly know yourself and not just lip service coming out of your mouth, when you truly know yourself, no one can tell you who you are or who you are not. No one can shame you. No one can make you feel guilt because you know who you are. You know who you've been. You know who you are now. You know who you are becoming. And if they are still stuck in who you were, then that's on them. You can't do anything but to say, that's no longer me. I'm sorry if, what I did back then affected you. But please forgive me and let it go, because I no longer hold that energy. So you should not hold that energy either. That baggage was my baggage, was dumped on you to lighten my load, to make me feel better. And I'm at a place now where I can take that back from you and remove it from you by saying I'm sorry from my heart, by letting you know that I was hurt and I was broken. And whatever I said and whatever I did came from that place within me. But I am becoming a new being. So you cannot hold me accountable for what that old being did, because that's no longer me. And if you're holding that around, then you're walking around shackled to dead weight, to dead energy. And that dead energy is causing you disease. It is keeping you depressed. It is keeping you so that you don't want to do the things that you know that you need to do to care for yourself, to love yourself, to be present in yourself, to be powerful and empowered in yourself, so that you can become your highest self, so that you can ascend, past your lower nature, past your thoughts of feeling worthless, past your thoughts of feeling ugly, past your thoughts of feeling that you don't even belong on this earth, because you do, and that's why you're here. No matter where you come from, no matter who or what spirit energy you know yourself to be or think yourself to be, you're here in this moment for a purpose, and that purpose too is to ascend and become a higher frequency than what you are. And that is why you need the earth experience. That is why you are in this season, in this cycle, because there are solutions here that you need to access at this time. Okay, I don't want this to be so long. Okay. It could be an actual phrase or insult, a cruel childhood nickname or taunt, even said in humor. And you know, and I'm going to put this out there and I'm going to be real with it. The black community, we will use humor to tear somebody down. Okay, we play the dozens, we talk about mamas, we go there. We will strip you bare like you are a dying piece of meat and we are vultures, and we will laugh while we're doing it. And there's a reason for that, and I'm going to get into that in the video. So not in the video, in the Blog Talk Radio show. So beloveds, please tune in to this Blog Talk Radio show, because this little introduction is just an introduction. It is leading up into where my aunt is taking me with this. So it is what it is, beloveds. And I hope you get your gifts from it, because this is loaded with spiritual gifts for you. On my birthday, I'm gifting you. Mama has me gifting you with wisdom. And all you have to do is use your will to accept the gift and to integrate it with yourself. Okay. It could be an actual phrase or insult, a cruel childhood nickname or taunt, even said in humor, but that wounded the open body soul at the time. It might be a cultural poison. See what I said about black people and how we tease and joke with each other? Such as the sickness evidence in our cultural images of the feminine body. Black women have big old asses and, you know, stretch marks and blah, 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 blah. We're ashamed of our periods. We're ashamed of the scent. We're ashamed of everything, because we've been taught that, and that is poison. We've been poisoned against knowing and loving ourselves. And if you don't know and love yourself, how can you respect yourself? How can you be responsible for yourself? That leads to distorted perceptions of ideal body image, hatred of our body, and disordered eating. The poison might be your own fear of success or failure. It might quite simply be the ego in a dramatic, endless spiral of suffering from which there appears to be no respite. And beloveds, there's no respite because you cannot see an end to it. You have not taken power from it. It has overpowered you in your thoughts, in your heart. It has killed your desires. It has killed your joy, sucking it up like a vampire. Okay. Isis can help you heal and grow more powerful than any poison in your system or relationship or any toxic environment by helping you name it, take ownership of the situation, and make any inner change necessary so that you can either affect transformation of the situation or are transported from it by your changing vibration, which then draws a different circumstance more aligned with your frequency. And that, beloveds, is the rapture. Okay? That right there, that's the rapture. That when you say, I am no longer affected by being in this world and all of its little demons and all of its negative thoughts and negative energies and negative perceptions of my color, of my size, of my gender, of my economic situation, of the children that I've had, of the education that I've received, of the way I dress, of the way I speak, of the gap between my lips, the size of my lips. That stuff, that worldly stuff, no longer impacts me. I'm outside of that. That stuff don't have power over me. I have power over it by naming it and telling it to go sit down in the corner somewhere, or shut the fuck up, or get the fuck up out of my thought processes. Take control. You don't have to go fight with somebody else. Fight with yourself to become a better self. It's not about what somebody else thinks about you or sees when they look at you, because they're looking with human eyes. Look at your spiritual self. That's beautiful. That's divine. That's the expression created in an image, especially for you. That's beauty. Unrecognizable, untapped. And it's yours. It's yours, beloveds. And you just have to own it. You just have to accept it. That is your gift. That is what you carry. The baggage, that's your choice. You were gifted with free will and with a mind that can think and process and observe. You have instincts inside to help you. You have guides, spiritual guides all around you. You have signs and symbols in the heavens. We are not abandoned on this planet called Earth. We are not spirits lost. We are spirits finding ourselves and becoming higher. We fell. We fell. We fell down. And now we have to pick ourselves back up. That is what ascension is. And in the process, we have to transform our thinking. And we have to transmute the poisons that we have been fed, and that most of the times we fed ourselves. That we accepted. We opened our mouth. That shit coming at you. Shit. You swallowed it. You ate it. You digested it. It nourished you. You're deceased from the shit you swallowed and eaten and digested. It's time to transmute that. It's not what you put in your body that harms your spirit. It's what comes out of you that harms your spirit. It's your thoughts. It's your words. It's your feelings. These are the things that harm you, that cause you shame, regret, anger, all of these rotten things. But they're needed, beloved. You've got to go through it so that you know you're becoming. You're becoming. So when you see somebody angry, they're becoming. Let them become. Don't feed into the anger. Don't get angry with them. Observe. You're angry. I understand that. Living in this world makes one angry. How can you live in this world and be surrounded by all these souls in pain and not be affected, not be angry. That's compassion. That's not judging. That's not judging and saying, how old are you? What's wrong with you? Didn't your mama teach you? I understand your anger. You have every right to it. But let me show you a better way. Let me show you how to see you and how to see your anger and how for you to take control of it, because it's yours. You don't just want it out there willy-nilly hurting somebody that ain't did nothing to you. You know, your attitude impacts, and it messes with the vibrations around you. So I see your anger. I understand why you're carrying it, but you know, I'm not going to let it affect me that way. I'm not going to attach myself to your becoming, and you don't even know what you're becoming. You're just lost and caught up in the anger and the feelings. We have a long way to go, beloveds, but things are aligning so that there will be clarity for those with sight and for those who are seeking to know themselves, because there are immutable laws right now that are getting ready to come back into our beingness, into our consciousness, into our awareness, and that is going to conflict what is right here, right now. It's going to oppose that, and it's up to us to choose a side. Choice, you know. Are you going to vibrate at this lower vibration, or are you going to enjoy and endure the rapture and rise above all of this that's down here that you have to go through in order to get up here? Okay? You don't just be born and you're up here. No. 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 Even the masters who have agreed to come back through start down here and go upwards. Okay. Conjuring and domination in this art do not occur by force. For enforcing against something, we are giving it power through our resistance. Did you hear that, beloveds? Do you understand why this world continues the way it does? Because we're trying to force our will. We're trying to force it better, trying to dominate it the way it's dominating us, trying to use sex magic and all of this kind of stuff to force it. That only makes it stronger. That only makes it stronger. And that makes you weaker, because magic costs. It costs. It costs. Even if you're using it for good, it costs. Okay. The power to conjure in the healing mysteries of Lady Isis comes in compassionate realization of the truth. This oracle comes as bearer of promising tidings. If you have been trying to heal an issue, you will become whole. You will gain wisdom and successfully integrate the spiritual lesson of your experience. Do not give up if you are trying to understand the situation or even your life itself and what it means or why it happened. This oracle guides you to ask for assistance from those things that love you unconditionally, and to trust that the insight and peace of mind, the freedom from the past that you seek, is coming to you, and you will feel empowered and capable of bringing your own healing through clearly understanding the issue for you and speaking your truth about it. Your truth will be whatever is in your heart. It may be any number of simple expressions, such as the love in me is greater than this pain. The love in me is greater than this pain. The love came before the pain came. I knew love before I knew pain. In loving and in gaining pain, I started to close down and not give 100% of my love. So each relationship that I've had hasn't been 100% because of the pain that's been present. So in order to be able to love somebody fully, once again, how you did when you were first in love, that first love, where you were so open, where you gave everything, you held nothing back, nothing of yourself, nothing of there was no shame, there was no regret, there was none of that. You were open to receive love. You wanted to show love. You wanted to experience love. The love that you had, the love that you were feeling, you wanted that love returned to you. And what gave you pain was it was not received the way it should have been. Maybe it couldn't be received that way. Maybe that person had their own pain and they couldn't hold all the love that you had to give. They could only hold a little part. And that hurt you because you didn't understand that. You took it personal. You took it as you had a flaw. Something was wrong with your love. There was nothing wrong with your love. We have to learn to love that way again. And that kind of love, beloveds, it begins with family. It begins with self. And then it is extended outwards to family. And that family includes other human beings. It includes other spirits. It includes other souls. Okay. I see this is going to be long. Okay. I'm going to just read the invocation for this. No, I'm being told to read the ritual. So I'm going to read the ritual as well. Okay, here we go. Lay down and close your eyes in a comfortable setting. You will be using the image or symbol of the scorpion to represent forces which can be destructive that are in your energy field. Visualize the base of your spine and a scorpion there. Say, with love and gratitude, I name you as the demon of fear, and I release you in all your forms and effects, beloved. Thank you for the learning. Now you must leave my being and not return. Do you understand that? That's respect. That's self-respect. That's respecting the divine design. That's respecting that energy, even though it was negative, for coming to you and offering what it had. It offered its lesson to you. Be thankful. Respect that. Don't just look at it, you poisonous, nasty thing, look what you did. No. Take the lesson and say, thank you. I have learned now because of you. And now that I have learned this fully, please leave. Please, I healed all that was poisoned by this. And I let it go. I send it back to the mother to transmute it, to reform it, to do whatever she needs to do, because it is perfect in its design. Okay? Okay. Breathe in deeply and out through the base of your spine. See, sense, feel, or intend that the scorpion be transformed into a symbol of light and love. It may be an actual form or shape, or simply golden light. It may change into a feeling or sensation in the body. And beloveds, I'm going to show you this card again, and I'm going to give you a little something more. And I really want you to focus again on that baby's face. By using our extraordinary sense of vision, we can bring healing to ourselves, because we can transform whatever we're looking at into something much easier for us to process, so that we don't have to be afraid of it. We have to learn how to look at things and how to transform them and see them as they really are, and what the lesson is of them. Okay. Visualize the sacral area of your hips, pelvis, and belly. Perceive a scorpion there. Be neutral in your heart and say aloud, with love and gratitude, I name you as the demon of guilt, and I release you in all your forms and effects, beloved. Thank you for the learning. Now you must leave my being and not return. Breathe in deeply and out through the hips and pelvis. And beloveds, this is what my mentor Tafari taught me as Yoni breathing. And Yoni breathing and lingam breathing for men. Yoni breathing is about learning to be aware of yourself in your yoni, in your vagina, in the walls, in the tubes, all the way up to your fallopian, and your ovaries, and your wombs, and that sacred space there. And understand that the breath of life is even there, and that you can breathe. You need to internalize your breathing and learn to breathe out through that space and breathe back in through that space. And you're clearing as you do so. And beloveds, that's another way of loving yourself. You know, you can have people to sexualize it and make it nasty, you know, but those of us that understand the body, understand that breath was the first gift of life. And in order for you to keep living and live in a healthy way, you need to learn to breathe through all of your being. And your sexual or your reproductive parts are so powerful. You know, that is the reason why women are taught to be guilty, taught to feel dirty, taught to feel ashamed. Because if we were really able to tap into that power, that creative power with love, oh baby, that is why there is a great mother. That is why there is the goddess energy that is returning the way it is now, because it's needed. Because this patriarchy, with its artificial intelligence and its artificial wombs and its artificial love and its artificial food, and it's contaminated, you know, it's poisoned. And we as women and men who are in touch with themselves, with their inner feminine, it has to be transmuted, beloveds. We have to come together collectively to absorb and transmute this energy and send it back up into the universe so that it can be transformed into its original intent. Because free will has tainted it. Free will has given birth to it. It is an artificial intelligence because it did not come from the mama. It was born from man. So it is a wrong way of knowing something. It is a wrong way of feeling about something. It is a wrong way of believing in something. It is a wrong way of knowing something. That's false wisdom appearing true. And that's what observing means. You have to observe something to know if it's true or if it's false. And you do that with all of your being. Don't just use your physical eyes. Don't just say, oh, I use my third eye. Use your entire being. Make your decisions with your entire being. And you'll start to see tremendous changes in your life and the energy that comes to connect with you. Okay. See, sense, and feel or intend that the scorpion be transformed into a symbol of light and love. It may be an actual form or shape or simply golden light. It may change into a feeling or sensation in the body. So instead of seeing that scary thing, see something that you love. See a flower. See a baby. See a baby animal. See a pretty color that you like. Turn it into whatever you need to turn it into to make it beautiful to you, so that it's not scary, so that you can hold it and you can observe it in a manner that you need to, and know that even if it stings you, even if it bites you, you have healing ability within, and you needed to experience that sting. I tell my friends all the time, mamas tell their babies, I was told, don't touch that, that's hot, that's fire, no, don't touch it, leave it alone, look, get away from it, move. And that only whetted my curiosity. Okay, it's fire, okay, it's hot, but how hot is it? What's hot to you may not be hot to me. I want to feel, and so you get as close to it as you can, and you feel that heat, and you're like, whoa. And if you get too hot, you get, and you get burnt. And from that moment on, how close you can get to fire. Okay? And beloveds, it's just like that. It's just like that. It's just like that, okay? When you see something that you need to change, that affects you, you can't change another being. You can't change another person. All you can do is change yourself. Change your energy, change your vibration, change what is around you. And that is because of free will. That being has free will just like you do. Whether they're going to learn or not, that's up to them. It's not up to you. Even if you're their mama, not up to you. Not up to you. They got free will. And they're going to have to experience themselves uniquely, no matter how much you identify with them, no matter how much they seem similar to you. We are divine, unique expressions. And each of us feels differently. Each of us thinks differently. Even though they're similar, there's a difference. There's a difference. Okay. Visualize your stomach and your digestive area and perceive a scorpion there. Say, with love and gratitude, I name you as the demon of shame, and I release you in all forms and effects, beloved. Thank you for learning. I am freed. Now you must leave my being and not return. And beloveds, I want you to know and understand where these emotions are stored. It says the digestive system in your stomach, that is where you have and you hold shame. I'm a big girl. I've been raped. I've been molested. I've been everything. I used to store all of that shame, all of that guilt, all of everything inside my body. And so I am beginning I am becoming a person who no longer has to store that shame in those areas in my body, period. You know, I'm able to look at things now and give it back. You know, mama, you heal it. Mama, you do it. You know, or to name that and say, you know what? I'm not ashamed of that. I'm a whole different new me now. Yeah, that may have shamed me back in the day, but you know what? That can kiss my ass right now. That's how I feel about that. And that's how I feel about you trying to put that on me to feel shame. So beloveds, take control, take the power. It's yours. It's yours. Okay, let's see. Breathe in deeply out through the stomach and digestive areas. Sense, feel, and intend that the scorpion be transformed into a symbol of light and love. It may be an actual form or simply golden light. It may change into a feeling or sensation in the body. Visualize the heart and center of your chest and perceive a scorpion there. Say, with love and gratitude, I name you. Wait a minute. I lost my place. Okay, say with love and gratitude, I name you as the demon of grief in your heart. Grief. Unending. Of grief unending. I name you the demon of grief unending. Can you imagine having that stored in your heart? Grief unending? And you carry that around with you all the time. And every time you try to love somebody, you got that grief there. And every time somebody tries to love you, that's blocked because that grief unending is there. That has to be named. That has to be healed, and that has to be removed. With gratitude and love, name the demon of grief unending and say, I release you in all your forms and effects, beloved. Thank you for the learning. Now you must leave my body and not return. Breathe in deeply out through the heart and the center of your chest and your lungs. See, sense, feel, or intend that the scorpion be transformed into a symbol of light and love. Visualize the base of your throat and neck and perceive a scorpion there. Say with love and gratitude, I name you as the demon of lies, and I release you in all your forms and effects, beloved. Thank you for the learning. Now you must leave my being and not return. Breathe in deeply and out through the base of your neck and throat. See, sense, feel, or intend that the scorpion be transformed into a symbol of light and love. Visualize the forehead just above the eyebrows and in the center, and with neutralness perceive a scorpion there. Say with love and gratitude, I name you as the demon of illusion, and I release you in all your forms and effects, beloved. Thank you for the learning. Now you must leave my being and not return. Breathe in deeply and out through the forehead in the center just above the eyebrows. See, sense, or feel, or intend that the scorpion be transformed into the symbol of light and love. Visualize the top of your head and perceive a scorpion there. Say, with love and gratitude, I name you as the demon of attachment, and I release you in all your forms and effects, beloved. Thank you for the learning. Now you must leave my being and not return. Breathe in deeply and out through the top of your head. See, sense, feel, or intend that the scorpion be transformed into a symbol of light and love. Say aloud, beloved Isis, mother of magic, healing, and conjuring, power sublime, thank you for this healing divine. Your love, protection, and power is mine, to serve in love and peace. So be it. And when you are ready, just open your eyes. And beloveds, that was a meditation. That was a visualization for you to use. And I want you to understand that these 7 scorpions are your 7 chakra centers. Okay? And each one has a scorpion protecting it or there. And it's up to you to start at your root, at that base, at that Muladhara, that red right there between your legs, that root of you, and to ascend up higher, and to transcend those scorpions, and to transform them, and to transmute their poisons. And each one of them was named here. So each one of those things, just like shame, is at that sacral. And if you understand, that's the orange and the yellows, okay, as for colors. And that is, I'm going to let you look for it. I'm not going to tell you everything. Look for it, beloveds. Look for where these scorpions are. Look for the chakra systems. Gain that understanding, because it's you. It's an ancient form to help you understand you. It was given with love. It was designed and created with love, so that those coming family can use it. Okay. Over any poison, big and small, I can heal and repair. My words have power over all. I do not entertain despair. I name the truth within and around me with deep compassion and clarity. The pain of life bothers me no longer. I exercise with love my power to conjure. So, beloveds, your power to conjure is your ability to go within, to look at the meridians in your body, to look at the chakra centers in your body, and to understand that each one of those vortexes, each one of those dimensions, each one of those aspects that is a portal or a storage for you and for your emotions and for your feelings needs to be cleaned. It needs to be looked into. It needs to be healed. It needs to be transformed. And what's inside of it, if it's poisonous, needs to be transmuted. And that is my gift to you today. And there will be more, like I said, in the show today. And it will be at 1 o'clock Central Time. That's 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And don't ask me what it is Pacific time. I think it's, 11 maybe? Do your own research on that. And if you're unable to catch the show live, know that it will be in the archive, and you can just click on it and listen to it at any time. I believe you can get it on iTunes and different things of that nature. And beloveds, I want you to know that if use these things, they're designed. It's just not me doing it to be doing it. This is meant to be used. This is meant to, when you're driving or you're walking or you're exercising. This is what you feed yourself. Find what you feed yourself. You know, if my voice isn't the voice that is connecting with you, find another one that does. That's easy for you to hear, to digest, and that's on a wavelength that is nourishing for you. Okay, beloveds, namaste, and I love you as I love myself, because we are family. And if I respect myself, if I respect my design, if I respect my creator, then I must respect you and your process of becoming. And as an older child or as a firstborn daughter, it is my responsibility to be transparent. It is my ability to share. It is my ability to let you know what you can overcome, because I've overcome it. I've still got a long ways to go. I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any means. You can look at me and see I'm a big girl. I'm going to always be a big girl. That's not a problem to me or for me. It is for some of you. You know, and you can tell me, "Oh, I'm concerned about your health." Okay, you're concerned about my health. Well, I love me, and I'm concerned about my health too. And I'm doing what it takes to keep me healthy. And when I fall off that little boat, I got Isis to pick me up and say, "Valerie, get your fat ass back in that boat." Okay. So, beloveds, what I want to say, what I'm truly saying, is that we have to respect the process of becoming. We have to be intimate with that process. And we have to know that it is something that evolves and needs our attention 24/7. Even in our unconscious states of sleeping, when we wake up with dreams or we wake up feeling certain ways, it's because we've been impacted subconsciously by thoughts. So go through your chakras, go through those scorpions, do what you need to do to deal with them. And that's it, beloveds. Again, Blog Talk Radio Show, Mother with Wisdom, Valerie Ames on Facebook, also Honeycomb Conversations, also Voluptuous Investments, and this YouTube channel. So, as I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more, because this is healing for me as well as it is healing for you. Nobody has all the answers. If they did, they wouldn't be here. But what I do have and what I do come across, I'll share. And I'm not charging you for what I share or anything of that nature, because it was given to me that way, and I have to return it in said manner. Okay.